Let's take a look at the chart action for Ethereum. Alright, so in my last video, or last time we were looking at Ethereum, I'd been kind of watching this resistance right here and this resistance right here. And basically this support right here, and we didn't come down and touch it right here, but basically a trend line going like this and a trend line going like this. We've been kind of bouncing in between those. Right now, if you look on the 4-hour time frame, I was watching these bodies on these candles. We have resistance right here, resistance right here, resistance right here, and resistance right there. Basically giving me this downtrend, something like this. We broke that trend right here pretty much, and we're getting a pump to the upside. Basically, I was watching this support right here, this support right here, and this resistance right here, this resistance right here. Maybe calling it a triangle, something like this. Let's see if we can maybe target something like this. This is around 3,420, I think was 3,437. The other thing that I was kind of targeting is this previous resistance all right here. So this is sitting at around 3,349. So I bought somewhere like around here, I think, after I saw the breakout. And yeah, it looks like it's pumping up pretty good. Let's see if we could get to this target first, and then if not, I mean, if we can, then maybe we can hit this trend line, which is at around 3,387, and then maybe after that we could hit 3,440. If we take a look at the Ethereum to Bitcoin chart, we might be looking at bigger targets though, and that's what we're looking at right now. Right now we're on the daily time frame, and we had this kind of pennant pattern, if you want to call it. We had a big huge run up, and then it's basically bouncing in between this resistance line right there and the support line right there. It looks like we're coming up and testing it right there. If we could break through this, I think we might be looking at a pretty good target. We might be able to drag from the top to the bottom of that flag, or pennant, whatever you want to call it, and drag it to the breakout, something like that. And we're looking at a target of this next previous red line right there, which if you go back in time, I drew it because it was a previous high right here. So I'm kind of curious if we might be able to break out of here. Let's look at the volume. We're gonna have to watch this chart, but this looks very interesting right now because we're testing to the upside right now. Let's see if we could break out of there. You'll also want to be watching the volume down here. So yeah, make sure that you have the volume on, and let's see if we could get some big green candles somewhere like back here, or even just some green candles in general, and let's see how high. I would say once we break out of here, we probably want to even break this previous resistance right there. If we could break this resistance right here and this red line right there, then I think that'll be the confirmation that we're heading up to the next red line, which is somewhere up here at around 0.12280 satoshis, I think. So yeah, I'll definitely be watching Ethereum to Bitcoin. Alright, so if we take a look at the Bitcoin dominance chart, this chart is BTC.D, and basically it's been in a big downtrend. We've talked about this on my channel. We had a big triangle pattern like that, and then we broke down right there, and ever since then we've been kind of trending down. I'm watching these orange lines right there those are previous support lines. So yeah, I'm watching those lines. Once we get down there, then I'm gonna be looking at Bitcoin a lot more. But in general, right now we're looking at, we had a downtrend, and then we're kind of going up, and then we broke that support line right there, going to the downside. Right now we're looking at a downtrend, something like that, until we break that downtrend going to the upside. I'm thinking of looking at another coin, and so this helps the case for Ethereum. Basically, is as long as this is going down, we're getting an altcoin season pretty much. As long as this is going down, altcoin season. Once this starts going up, you're going to be wanting to watch Bitcoin again. And once we start hitting these orange lines, if we could come down and hit these orange lines, in my opinion, I think that's when I'm going to start watching Bitcoin more than the altcoins per se, and be looking for a bounce. Once we get the bounce, then that'll be the confirmation pretty much. And in general, we're watching these downtrends right here. If we could break these trend lines going to the upside, then that's good for Bitcoin. But like I said, if this chart's going down, then that's pretty much altcoin season. Pretty much this was altcoin season on a chart. All right, so here's what I'm looking at on the total crypto market cap. I just talked about this on Cardano, but let's go over it again. Basically, I changed my pattern from a big channel to a smaller triangle pattern. Basically, we have support right here, right here, right here. We have resistance right here and right here. I'm watching something like this. I would target maybe the top to the bottom of this triangle once we break out, either to the upside or to the downside. It looks like we kind of, in general, before I had a big channel, something like Before we were looking at this big uptrend right here, it was basically like a channel. We had a resistance line and a top trend line, and we were basically bouncing in between that channel. We broke that trend line right here going to the downside. We didn't break it really hard, and we kind of got support right here, and we're getting a little bit of support right here. So basically that's why I'm saying I'm watching this triangle pattern and I'm kind of disregarding this channel right now. So let's kind of pay attention to this resistance more than anything, and maybe this support right here. Maybe we'll get support on this line, and maybe we'll get resistance right there or break through it. I'm not sure. We're gonna have, those are the lines that basically I will be watching though. The other chart I thought was kind of interesting was the Cardano to Ethereum chart. So this chart, basically, if the chart is going up on here, Cardano is doing better than Ethereum. And right here we had a rising wedge, something like that. We broke that going to the downside. So now I'm kind of looking for maybe support somewhere right here or right here possibly. It looks like it's even getting support right there. But if we go into like a 4-hour time frame or something, you can see that big red candle. We have the moving average that broke right there. If we look at the daily time frame, the 9 moving average is right here. So it looks like we're right between, it looks like we might be undecided whether we're going to go up or down. So, but this is another good thing for, I mean, if we're looking at to build a case for Ethereum, if this chart is going down like it's breaking down right now, then that's a good case for Ethereum. That's just another reason to be bullish on Ethereum. Let's take a look at one more chart here. This one's the Ethereum dominance chart. All right, so if we kind of zoom out a little bit, you can see that we've been on a kind of like a pretty good run with Ethereum. This is like the dominant chart. Well, actually, it's getting bounces. It gets big, huge runs, and then it goes down, and then big, huge run, and then this one looks like it's just chilling out to the going sideways. I think if we could break this level right here, it's going to get pretty bullish for Ethereum. So basically we were watching this support right here, this support right here. I had an uptrend going up like this. We had support right here as well. Broke it to the downside going a little bit. Let's kind of zoom in and kind of see what we got going on here. So basically we're on the 4-hour time frame right now. We have a downtrend going something like this. We actually, so we had a downtrend all right here, and it looks like we're breaking out right there. Let's see how long we could keep going up, should I say. We have this 180 moving average right here. This is on the 4-hour time frame. Let's see what's on the daily time frame. So on the daily time frame, we just broke above the 9 moving average. That's actually a good signal. That's actually better than the 4-hour in general. So we have the 9 moving average right here. We just broke above that. We're above the 180 moving average. That's good as well. If we go to the weekly time frame, we have the 9 moving average. We are testing it right now. Let's see if we could break above that and stay above that as well. If we could stay above this weekly moving average, that'll be a good sign. When we broke above it right here, we got that big huge pump right here, big huge pump right here. So let's see if every time, basically, I like watching this 9 moving average because once we break above them, it's a signal of a possible pump to the upside. This is the Ethereum dominance chart. It's ETH.D. So make sure to give this chart a look. All right, so if we bring it back to Ethereum, like I said, we're watching this previous resistance right there at around 33.48, and then we got this trend line right here. We're maybe looking at 33.88, and then we also have that triangle pattern target, something at around 34.37, something like that. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and if you guys like that video, hit that thumbs up.